Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And today we're going to be showcasing Law over the next 3 days. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not the best Law player. Didn't really play Law. I don't really play Law physically. So instead of trying to come up with a list that might be inefficient, I instead went ahead and kind of borrow/stole a list from a really good player. So this list here is the list by Cross AI or Michael. Some of you might know him. He's also very famous One Piece player and really good One Piece player, has multiple serial Luffys and has their own channel, which I'm going to link in the description below. And this is the list that Michael took to the, I guess, the Florida regional. Was it a regional or a treasure cup? I can't even remember, but they took it to that offline regional, which actually was at OP04 meta. At the moment of me recording this video, Michael had made it to the top 32. So I don't know what the results are, but it kind of proves that his list actually has some grounds to it. So again, I post the list in the description below. I also post Cross AI's channel if you guys want to get more information from a better Law player than me. But I figure I haven't showcased any red decks in a while. Now we know that the restriction is going to stay. So let's go ahead and showcase some Law over the next 3 days. So hope you enjoy the 2 games coming up today. And if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy the games. In this match, we're going against Doflamingo. Alright, so we don't have any searchers. I'm going to mulligan. I like the Luffy a lot. But I think I'm going to be in trouble if I don't have searchers. I still don't have any searchers. So this hand is bad. Like bad, right? We got the Curly Dadan at least. Let's attack for 5. See what the... So that we don't play around. So we play around like a Punk Gibson. So we go Curly Dadan. We bottom deck the Bonney. And another Curly. That's not great. We'll go like this. So the Punk, I'm going to take this here because I want to have my units, right? Ooh. They can rest one of my units. We could shambles this turn. We could actually shambles this turn. We could actually shambles this turn. If we go Otama, play the Law, play the Zoro, I think that's worth it, right? Otama, Shopper, Shambles. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go Shopper. Let's Shambles here. Bring back the Otama. Put the Law down. Use the car action. Bring back the Curly Dadan, right? Bring back the Curly Dadan. Put down the Zoro. Attack with Zoro for 5. Opponent cannot really block because the Uta, I guess they can rest one of my units, right? They can rest the Law here with the Uta, but that's gonna put them -1 down. And if they have to block with the Uta, and they have to put -1. So the double Otama here puts them in a tough situation. Punk Gibson to rest the Shopper blocker. We can attach the rested down here and then attack for 6. So this is gonna be a 2K counter or the block. Maybe it was better to play this Zoro instead of the Rush Zoro, but I like putting the pressure here and force the opponent to have to use their events, which ended up happening. We go like this. Opponent can kill one of my units. They have 6 down. The problem is this Uta being able to rest stuff. Like her being able to rest things is kind of annoying. But whatever they rest, we can always, I guess, bounce it back. We have searches with the Dadan. Ooh, that's spicy. All right, so... Alright, I respect it. I respect it. Wow. Sure, you get the Shopper too. So you get the Shopper. Do we do the same thing with the Otama again? Put it down to 3. We don't have any green cards, right? So we cannot actually shambles. And this is not going to give me anything that's green. So we cannot actually shambles. We can still go like this, right? We can still go like this. We can hard play this Zoro. That's going to be 3. That leaves me with 3 don't open. So we can go actually 7. So we can go 7 here. And then 7 with my Law. And then just hard play the 3rd Zoro. Opponent's actually going to block it. And they lose it. Wait a second. Oh wait, I just messed up. I needed to put the rested Dawn, right? So I needed to put the rested Dawn. I guess we'll just play the Curly Dadan. We'll just play the Curly Dadan here. Let's put the rested Dawn here. For some reason, I thought that I forgot I needed to play the Zoro first. Like I knew I could get Law to 7. I knew I could get the Law to 7, but I forgot that it was using the rested Dawn. So now we end up like losing a unit here. We also bottom deck all our other Laws. Yeah, so I messed up. This is gonna be a Luffy, right? So this is gonna be a Luffy here. We still don't have any red units. Yeah, so there goes the Luffy into the Otama. We still don't have any red units, so it's still gonna be a problem. I guess we can just shambles and not do anything. Opponent can easily rest any of my units, so 7. Let's go 7. That was a misplay. If I could have this Zoro this turn, that would be so much pressure, right? So the opponent takes the 7. This is 7. Again. I think I'm gonna go for 9. I think I'm gonna go for 9 and just play out this Zoro. I think I want to have this Zoro in the field and have my rush Zoros in my hand. If I have all the rushers, opponent's gonna have a hard time dealing with that. Because they used the -1 Dawn last turn with the Uta to rest the Nami, they're not able to play their Tenko's Doflamingo this turn. And they do it again, so then we go like this and we just chill. The fact that we don't have any green units right now kind of sucks. We do have a lot of counters. If opponent has, that's 2 Utas done. The Utas are the hard parts, right? The Utas are the hard ones. The Uta are the ones that I have to deal with. If you want to rest that to kill this Zoro, I will give you the double blocker. I mean, I will give you the double counter. Having this rush means that... Oh, especially if you go like that. Yeah, that was perfect then, right? I'll give you the 2K, the double 2K. That's all 4 of my Otamas. So that's all 4 of my Otamas. Opponent just rested their blocker. They have the Diamante, so they have another blocker. Still no red cards. Still no red cards. Okay, so the problem here is I'm very sure that the opponent has the Spiderweb, right? So I'm absolutely positive that the opponent has the Spiderweb. This Sanji is going to help me get cards into my hand. So that's great. So we're going to play the Sanji out. That's 2. And I don't want to play my Rush Zoros because I wanted to play their Luffy, right? I wanted to play their Luffy. We can kill the sugar after we attack with everything else, right? So this is 2. The Law is going to attack into the sugar, so I need to attack with just my Zoros. 3 Dawn puts it at 9, 10, 11, and this puts it at 8. If they have a Punk Gibson, it could be a problem. Let's go like this. Let's go for 9. If they have the Spiderweb, they still get to survive. So actually, maybe we go for 11. Let's go for 11. Force the Spiderweb plus another card out of them. They could go Diamante, block, and then Spiderweb. I'm concerned about the Spiderweb here. That's why I want to attack this for 11. The Spiderweb. So then you have to spend another card. They do spend another card there. Let's go. Ooh, so the problem now is that they'll be able to keep that sugar alive. And they'll be able to rest everything else that I have. If we go for 8, I'm forcing at least another card out of them. If we go for 9, I guess we go for 9, right? We go for 9. Sorry, we go for 8 here. We can go to 9. We go for 8. It is going to force a 2K counter. And the problem here is that if I play this Sanji, opponent can just rest it. I guess we can go for 7 here and just attack with the Law. Let's get rid of this Luffy. You have another 1K? Alright, so the problem now is gonna be their 10 cost, right? So they're gonna play their 10 cost here. But we still have this Rush Zoros, which can play around the 10 cost. I still want to play this Sanji out, right? I want to play this Sanji out. If I had a Bonney, man, imagine if I had a Bonney here. I need a Bonney. That's interesting. So this is telling me no 10 drop, by the way, right? So this is not a 10 drop anymore. This is not a 10 drop anymore. Not a 10 drop. You're gonna go ahead. I give you the 2K counter. They have another Luffy. Okay, so that's why. So they're gonna just search now. They had another Luffy and they have a shopper, so they have a 2K counter. Okay, so we know that there's a 2K counter in their hand, right? So we know that their hand is a 2K counter. So their hand is a 2K counter. So I can just force it out of them here by going 9. They can now save the Luffy and the Diamante. So we can go 9 right here. The Otamas can kill the Sugar regardless. They took that damage. So we can force one of the blocks here by going 9. So we can force one of the blocks here by going 9. I'm going to have to play this Brook out. So hear me out. I'm going to actually play Brook first. Go like this. Force the Sugar block. Force the Sugar rest. That's a mistake that the opponent rested that unit. We'll go like this for 0. Are you going to block with any of your units? Okay, they didn't. So there goes the Sugar. So now we can force the opponent to block with one of their units. We know they have a shopper in their hand. They're going to get another card from the Nami. This is 7. And if I attack with Zoro, we can get to 7 as well. So that's 2 7 attacks. And the opponent will have to use a 2K counter plus a blocker. 7, 8, 9. Or do we just go like this? Or do we just go like this and see what the opponent gets? I like it. Let's force one of the blockers out. Let's force one of the blockers out. I guess opponent could have gotten an event from trigger. You have to give me the Diamante or the Luffy. One or the other. I'll keep this Rush Soros for later. They can clear my whole board here. We know they have the 2K counter in their hand. We don't know what their last card is. Is it a Punk Gibson? Oh, it's a Spiderweb plus the 2K. They get both blockers. Okay. So even if I put the extra down, they still get to save it. So they actually did get the trigger. Wow, they actually got it. Because they got the Grant to Zoro. So that's a dead card in their hand. So Zoro does nothing. You cannot attack. If you attack, I guess they can attack with Diamante. Because Diamante gets restanded again. But Guild to Zoro means that you only have one more card in your hand. Yeah, you can kill it. So Guild to Zoro means that you only have one more card in your hand. So I can just attack for 7s 3 times, right? Oh, wait. I know everything in your hand now. I know everything in your hand. That's such a risky 2K. I guess they want to look for another Uta, but you have already played 2 Utas. You have already played 2 Utas. So you get the Nami, and they get a Luffy. Oh, they have no counters. They have no counters in their hand. So they have to just block every single time. So we can literally go here. So we know they have the Luffy and the Guild to Zoro. We can go like this, right? And then we can go like this again. They block with the Luffy. And then we go for the last one. And just for disrespect, I'm going to attack them for 5. And there we go. Oh, showing us your whole hand just unfortunately made it a little bit harder for them. I mean, the Rush Soros definitely help us out a lot as well. But oh man, that was fun. That was fun. Just unfortunately for the opponent, we were able to just kind of rush them down. And even if they have the 10 Doflamingo, that's why we had this Rush Soros. By the way, I really wish I could have gotten the value of Sanji, but the sugar kind of made that difficult. If I could use the Sanji, I could pull cards from my hand, and I wouldn't be in this situation where I don't have like any green cards, right? It's actually crazy that we just won a game of Law where we only had one green card the whole game. So I guess sometimes it's gonna happen. But anyways, we have another game coming up soon. It's gonna be Law versus Vivi. So hope you enjoy that second game here as well. Yeah, and enjoy that game. In this match, we're going against Vivi. Okay, so the Vivi player does have... I'm going to keep this hand. The Vivi player does have a lot of ways to deal with my units, right? So I have to be a little bit careful. I might like this Sanji. In case that the opponent wants to stall us out. So I'm going to pick the Sanji just in case that the opponent wants to stall us out. We should be able to find a one-drop with the Curly Dadan. The Shaka is the really annoying part, right? So the Shaka is the really annoying part here. They get the guard point. All right, so let's keep in mind that they have a guard point. Let's attack for 5 right away. Let's attack for 5 right away. No reason not to. We're gonna be super aggressive. Curly Dadan. We do find our one drop, so we're gonna pick that Nami. Let's put this Luffy on the top because I want to see that Luffy. I guess let's pick this Zoro. Let's have something that can put more pressure into them. Yeah, let's pick the Zoro. Return the rest. So next time we have sits down. So if we get a one drop, we can play the Zoro out. If we don't, then we're gonna have to just play Sanji and Brook. They whiffed the second Nami, unfortunately for them. They used the Vivi ability to draw one and just called it a day. We ended up getting another one drop, right? So we ended up getting another one drop. So we could go. We can go Brook here for 5. Chopper, and then have... Okay, so let's go like this. 5. Just put pressure. We know that the opponent has the guard point. They take that life. No trigger. We can get the Curly Dadan back into our hand. And I guess that's fine. Potentially gives me another Nami. So another 5 here. Okay, they give me the Otama. We'll go Chopper. We go Shambles. Play this Curly Dadan, play the Law, use the car action. Let's bring back this Brook, right? I think, do I want to bring back the Brook or do I want to bring back the Nami? Because I guess we can play Nami out next turn. Let's bring back the Nami. Let's bring back the Nami and just have this bigger unit to put pressure into the opponent. I like having the Nami back in my hand. I guess the Brook lets me put more pressure as well because he's like an extra 2 down. But we don't need to just slap that Brook right away. I'm just going to push a lot of pressure into them. We have another Law in our hand. Marco gets to pop the blocker or the Brook. I guess they're going to pop the Brook now. Now I wish I kind of brought it back. The good thing is that they cannot... Oh, they actually pop the blocker. So this is great for us because now we can go Nami. We can another Chopper. I think that's fine. I think I'll take the blocker. We're going to Shambles... We're going to Shambles Brook, potentially, right? Let's go 5 here. So we're going to Shambles the Brook. Okay. I'm going to do it now. Instead of later. And we're going to just replay this Brook and just put the 2 here. So this is going to be 8 here. We have 7 here that we can go for. So let's go for 7. We can also attack with our Law. Let's go for 5. Let's play around like a potential jet pistol. So let's go for 5. And then this one will be for 9. And this one will be for 7. I'm playing with fire, attacking with this Law. But I think you have to attack with them to put pressure into the opponent. We know they have a guard point. They choose not to play the guard point. So the guard point doesn't save you here. Unless you play a guard point plus another 2k. Oh, so Happiness Punch. All right. What else? And the 2k. We still know that they have the guard point. But this attackers are going to be pretty crazy next time. Especially because we can go ahead with this Law to restand this Zoro. We have a 2k. We don't have any blockers, but we do have a 2k. I guess we have the Law blocker. Opponent goes for the jet pistol in the first Law. That's why I put 1 down on the Law last turn to play around the jet pistol of life. They didn't have it of life, but they did have it in their hand. So they get to kill the first law, the one that's blocking. They go to attack for 8 here. They go after the Zoro, and we just go 2-on-1 and just save it. So we go 2-on-1 and save it. We can go Nami here again, which I think is fine, so that we can get this Luffy. We get the Luffy, so now if they have any blockers or anything like that, it won't even matter. We can shambles. I'm gonna go something again. Let's protect this. So let's go to 7 here. We can shambles to attack again with the Zoro, right? So this one I want to go to 9. So if this one wants to go to 9, let's put 3 done on it. We have 2 for the shambles and 2 for another unit if I need to. Let's go 5. I wanted to use their counters now. We know they have the guard point. So they use the BB. Let's go for 7. Guard point now. They took the last life. So they just lose the game now, right? I know that with the last life, so we just go like this. We just go like this, attack for 11, and then we just shamble into the law, and that gets us there. Guard point plus another card. Yeah, unfortunately, the opponent's aggression, we just had too much aggression against the opponent, because now we get to restand and attack again for 11, and you have 4 cards, so you're not able to do it. The opponent didn't give me the rematch. I wanted the rematch, but I understand why. This is not a great matchup for their deck, so GG's. Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those games of Red and Green Law. Really interesting matchups, right? The first matchup, we really didn't have any of our green cards, right? We didn't have any Bonnies, any Bege. We saw 1 law, but didn't see the we didn't get to see the other restand laws in our hand. So that was a little bit awkward there. It makes sense. We do have a lot of red cards compared to the green cards, but I mean that's kind of what you end up with playing law, right? You end up trying to get those blocker laws from your Bonnies, and that's kind of what ends up carrying you, and you end up bouncing back your Bonney to your hand multiple times. Unfortunately, we just never got her. The second game against Vivi, you kind of see exactly what pressure we can put in. We can just put so much damage into the opponent that it's really difficult for them to be able to kind of stay alive and stabilize, especially some of those really slow deaths. And that's the same thing you get to do against stuff like Rebecca, because their leader cannot attack. It's very easy for you to just attack 5s and put a lot of pressure into them, and then just kill them with your Zoros and your Rush Luffys as well. So yeah, I mean, there you go. First video of Law in a while. We're gonna do 2 more videos over the next 2 days, so hope you stick around to enjoy. Again, thank you to Cross AI or Michael. I stole their list, so check out their channel if you want to learn more about how to play Law. If you liked this video, make sure to like it below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.